8 a.m. the next day, I woke up extra early to get ready. Okay, I am fully confident that I can pass my entrance exam, I said. Studying last minute can either be a test of my brain power or be an epic fail for me. My stomach began growling for breakfast. Uh-oh, better get something to eat before heading off. I don't want to be starving during the test, I said, finishing getting dressed. I wore something a little different this time. Just for today, I wore a long pink skirt with a white blouse. As I'm walking out of my room, my mother came out of her and father's bedroom, hanging her head in pain.
Oh, my head. I've got to remind myself to quit drinking,
said Mother. She looks to see me standing in the hallway.
Morning, sweetie,
said Mother.
You're up bright and early. What's the occasion?
I have an important entrance exam at Ouran Academy, I said sarcastically. Or have you forgotten?
Sorry. I decided to have a glass of wine, but I may have gotten a bit carried away,
said Mother. I sighed, not wanting to deal with this conversation right now. Mom, I wish I can finish this little chat with you, but I have to get going, I said. My mother held her head again in pain.
Have a good day, honey, and good luck on your exam,
said Mother. I just rolled my eyes, walking downstairs to grab a snack to eat.
Good morning, Miss Yuri. I was just on my way to wake you,
said Jeeves. Morning, Jeeves, I said. I got myself up this morning. Is the car outside?
The limo is all ready and waiting,
said Jeeves. I grabbed a piece of toast, biting into it, and then I grabbed a bottle of drinkable yogurt. I then ran out to the limo as the driver opened the car door, and then I got in. He got into the driver's seat.
Where to this morning, young miss?
Said the driver. Ouran Academy, please, I said to the limo driver as I was buckling up.
Right away,
said the driver. He drove off towards the academy. The students were starting to arrive at the school, including Tamaki, who met up with Kyoya for today's plans.
Let's do the medical doctor theme again. I feel more heroic donning that white coat,
said Tamaki, dramatically. Kyoya sighs sarcastically.
Again, don't you think we should change it up, so the other costumes get their fair share of being used?
Said Kyoya, persuading Tamaki to change his mind.
I say we use the theme one more time,
said Tamaki.
Doing the same theme twice in a row,
said Kyoya.
'Cause according to the club's budget, it is at a sustainable level where we can order more costumes, or order more of that commoner's coffee that you're so wildly obsessed about.
Ooh, let's order some today. Our supply is getting rather low,
replied Tamaki. Kyoya checked the budget numbers on his digital notebook.
He practically shreds through the club's spending, like a woman on a spending binge,
thought Kyoya. Kyoya sighs, putting up with his little idea once again.
It wouldn't hurt the budget by doing the same theme twice. Above all, since you're the host king and top requested, you get the final say of what the club does,
said Kyoya.
Then it's settled. This afternoon will be another successful day for the host club,
said Tamaki, flicking his hair with his left hand dramatically. Thus Tamaki and Kyoya walked into the academy building to start their school day. The limo pulled up to Ouran Academy.
We're here,
said my father's limo driver. The driver gets out to open my door. As I slide out, my nerves start to creep up on me. I've been here just yesterday, but today I'm like a nervous wreck. Must be my entrance exam, I thought, frozen in place. I tried to calm myself down, but to no avail. I still couldn't budge. Then I thought of Tamaki, which helped me a little bit. No, I have to focus on taking this exam. I can't let thoughts of Tamaki cloud my mind from passing it, I said. After the test is over, then there will be time to daydream about him. I sighed and confidently walked into the school. Inside the building, there were still some lingering students out in the hallway during homeroom. I strolled over to a random girl, hoping not to run into another stuck-up person like I did yesterday. Excuse me, I said, anxiously. The girl just ignored me and walked away. Well, that's a fine how you do, I thought, sarcastically. A boyish-looking girl who saw that I was anxious walks over.
Hey, it looks like you need a little bit of help finding your way,
said the boyish girl.
It's kind of hard asking for directions around here.
I was shocked that out of all the students in this school that I have already bumped into were either snobby or arrogant, this boyish girl was completely nice. Hi, do you know where I can find the room for taking entrance exams? I said nervously. The boyish-looking girl points down the hallway.
Go down this hallway and you want to take a left.
Said the boyish girl. I then ran off to get to the homeroom. I started walking down the hallway a little ways, then taking a left. I had found the exam room, then proceeded to knock on the door. A teacher who was scheduled to be there for my entrance exam opened the door, and there she stood to notice me. I saw that the classroom was empty.
Hello, are you Miss Yuri Kagami?
Asked the teacher. Yes, I am, I replied.
Excellent. You're just in time for your 9 a.m. exam.
Said the teacher.
Feel free to sit in whatever row you want.
Also, am I allowed to have a small snack in between the test? I asked.
If you need to have a small nibble of something, you may.
I sat in the front row, only because I felt comfortable in the front.
The exam will contain 2 parts. One is written, and the other half will not be written.
Said the teacher.
You will have 2 hours to complete it. Good luck.
The teacher passed out the first part, which was the Japanese-English writing portion, along with a number 2 pencil. Okay, I can do this. I want to prove to father and mother that I can do things on my own, I thought.
Pencil up.
Said the teacher.
Begin the test.
I began to go at it, like a bull charging at someone. As the day went on, classes were changing every couple of hours. I'd struggled through the math portion of the test, but I managed to finish. I'd let out a sigh, signaling that I was finished with my test.
Pencil down.
Said the teacher. Whew, that was a long test, but I think I passed, I said.
Hold on, I have to check all of your answers before you can start celebrating.
Replied the teacher.
So that I can calculate your final score, do you want me to text it to you?
That would be great, I said, writing my cell phone number, then handed my number to the teacher. Here is the number to reach me, and thank you for the opportunity for letting me take this entrance exam.
As soon as I am totaling up your final scores, you'll be getting a text from me if you've passed or not.
Said the teacher. I glanced at the grandfather clock in the hallway, reading 12 p.m. I'll hang out for a while. I really don't have to be anywhere at the moment, I thought. I yawned, then went to find somewhere to rest my eyes. 2 hours passed. I awoke to the sound of my cell phone buzzing. I took it out to check. The text read, "Congrats, you passed your exam. Your total score was 100% out of 100. I will submit your score to our school records. An escort will be coming to take you to get measured for a school uniform. And welcome to Ouran Academy, Miss Kagami." After reading the text, I jumped for joy, which caused a scene. Students that were in the hallway when I shouted looked at me like I have 2 heads. I said, embarrassed. Sorry. I started to head to meet with the school's on-hand tailors to get fitted for a school uniform, when a girl walked up to me.
Please follow me to our school's changing room,
Said the girl. I followed the escort. The host club members headed to the music room to prepare the club room for their clients and fangirls. As they all got changed, Honey asked a question.
Has anyone seen my toy stethoscope?
Asked Honey.
Mitsuri, you left it in your prop box.
Spoke Mori.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I put it in there last time.
Said Honey.
Thanks, Takashi.
He went over and searched through his toy props.
Found it!
Said Honey, giggling right after. Meanwhile,
Another opportunity for us to play doctor, right?
said Kaoru.
We can play that type of medical doctor roleplay later on tonight.
Said Hikaru.
I like the sound of that.
Said Kaoru.
For now, we need to keep our brotherly love bits for the ladies.
Haruhi walked into the other room to change into a male nurse outfit. Tamaki badly wanted to see her as a female nurse, but Haruhi kept fending him off the idea. My escort took me to the fitting room.
All right, this is Yuri Kagami, and she needs to be measured and fitted for a small yellow female school uniform,
said the girl escort. One of the female tailors led me onto a display platform, then used a white measuring tape to measure all parts of my body. I didn't mind it at all.
Yuri Kagami, 5'6", chest, A cup, arm shoulder length, 7 centimeters,
said the female seamstress. At least they're not making fun of my height or my measurements, I thought. When the measurements were finished, the tailor picked out the correct size uniform for me. Wow, that was quick. You really know what you're doing, I said to the tailor, impressed.
The changing rooms are right next to you,
said the girl escort. I entered into one of the changing curtains, changed out of my regular clothes, then slipped on the yellow school uniform dress. It fits, I said. I opened the curtain, revealing the school uniform that formed on my body.
That looks really good on you,
complimented the girl escort. It's not much of a school dress code, but I'll get used to like the ladies' uniforms, I said. By the way, I didn't quite catch your name. The girl escort spoke and asked,
Me?
Yeah, you obviously complimented me on the uniform. It's only respectful that I return the compliment, I said to the girl escort.
It's Kimmy,
said the girl. Kimmy. That's a nice name, I replied.
You really think so?
Said Kimmy.
There are not a lot of girls who have the name Kimmy. At least not around here.
Where are my manners? I'm Yuri Kagami. Nice to meet you, Kimmy, I said.
Pleasure,
said Kimmy.
Now that you're all set up with your school uniform, all you need to do is set up for classes. We can do it tomorrow since school's over. Just think about what you'd like to study, and the school counselor can take care of the rest.
Okay. What subjects are there to study here? I asked Kimmy, curious.
There's law, business, foreign language, and of course, etiquette,
said Kimmy. I'll have to think really hard as to what I want to study, I said. Then I realized something. Oh, I gotta get going. I'll see you later, Kimmy, I said, about ready to flee.
Meet me in front of the school tomorrow morning.
I will. See ya, I said, running off.
All right, everybody ready?
Asked Tamaki. Haruhi sighs. Kyoya was just writing a couple of things in his digital notebook.
Places, everyone. Our guests should be arriving any moment now,
said Tamaki. I made my way down the hallway toward Music Room 3. When I got there, I stopped right outside the music room doors. I slowly calmed down my racing thoughts and took a small deep breath as I put my hand on the handle of the door and proceed to open it. Roses flowed through the entrance. The pink rose petals ceased as soon as I walked in the room. There, standing in my line of sight, was Tamaki Suo, surrounded by his host club.
Welcome,
said the host club. I froze in place.
Good evening, Miss Yuri,
said Kyoya.
Since you're the first one here, you'll be Tamaki's first appointment of the day. Would you kindly make your way over to the couch?
I walk over to the couch that Tamaki usually attends to entertain his customers.
Well, how have you been this lovely evening?
Said Tamaki as he sat next to me. I studly answered. I'm doing fine, I said, stuttering.
No need to be nervous,
said Tamaki.
Your princely doctor will take care of you.
I heard my own heart beating as I sat beside him.
May I give you a small checkup, my princess?
Asked Tamaki. I nodded slightly, giving him permission. So, he took his prop stethoscope and put it in his ears while placing the diaphragm on my chest. As the cold metal touched my skin, I gave a small yelp. Tamaki, that's cold. Could you warm it up a bit with your hands, please? I said, asking nicely.
Of course, princess,
replied Tamaki, as he took it off and warmed the small round diaphragm in his hands. He then placed it back on the left side of my chest where my heart was.
Is that better?
Said Tamaki. A little bit, I replied.
Okay. First off, I'll be listening to your heart and lungs,
said Tamaki. He listened closely to my heartbeat. Meanwhile, in the host club, clients for the other hosts started pouring in like a herd of wild lioness. The group of girls separated to their hosts' tables. The twins were chatting with two of their clients when Kaoru decided to tease and embarrass his brother Hikaru.
And every time, when we're alone, we always love to play doctor.
Don't tell them that! It's embarrassing.
Hikaru tilted his brother's chin.
You love it when we play, don't you?
Hikaru.
The brothers stared in each other's eyes lovingly as the girls squealed at the brotherly love moment. Honey was also doing a checkup on Usa-chan in the cutest way while interacting with his clients. Both girls squealed. As for Haruhi, the clients that usually requested her on a daily basis were homesick today, so that meant she didn't have to entertain them today. I sat there quietly blushing while he was listening. Oh my gosh. Why am I always flustered like this every time I'm near him? He's only cosplaying as a doctor. He doesn't have the right intelligence to diagnose a real medical problem. My inner thoughts caused my heart to flutter a bit, which caught Tamaki's attention.
I can hear your heart fluttering for me, loud and clear, my princess,
said Tamaki. I blushed a little bit more. He's only saying that to make me feel special. He takes off his stethoscope and lays it on the back of his neck.
Before I forget, I have something to give to you,
said Tamaki, reaching into his pocket and pulls out a small envelope. I looked at him questioningly. What is this? I asked.
Read it when you get home tonight,
whispered Tamaki secretively in my ear. I held the folded paper in my hand, thinking of what it could be, as I placed the small envelope in my pocket.
Let's continue with your checkup, shall we?
said Tamaki. He proceeds to take out a wooden stick out the side pocket of the white coat, along with a little flashlight.
Open your mouth and stick your tongue out, please,
he asked with a tone of politeness in his voice. I opened my mouth and stuck out my tongue. He placed the wooden popsicle stick and shined the light down into my throat. He looked for a couple of seconds. As soon as he was done checking my throat, Tamaki placed his finger under my chin and starts to pull me close. My eyes opened wide as he took the opportunity to check them with the flashlight.
Your eyes are like diamonds, glistening in the warm evening sun,
said Tamaki, complimenting my eye color. I was dazzled by his handsome face. It felt like I was in an everlasting trance. He puts the popsicle stick into 2 tissues, asking for a nurse to throw it away. When the nurse came over to retrieve it, I noticed it was the same person who helped me find the entrance exam room. Hey, that's the boy who helped me today, I thought.
Nurse Haruhi, could you please toss this in the trash?
said Tamaki to Haruhi. Haruhi? I thought. That's a girl's name. I just realized that there's a girl in a guy host club. Haruhi is a girl in a boys host club, I thought. I should have seen that one coming.
All that's left is to check your ears and give you a pretend shot,
said Tamaki, letting me know that he was almost done. He took out a small tool that had an ear speculum and looks into my ear.
Turn your head to the other side,
asked Tamaki nicely. I turned my head to the other side for him, and he looks into my left ear.
All right, your ears are perfectly fine,
said Tamaki, putting it back in the small pocket of the white coat. He calls Haruhi over one more time, only to bring over a little toy syringe on a small tray. Haruhi sighs.
Here you go, doctor,
said Haruhi sarcastically, sounding like she does not enjoy her role being a nurse.
Thank you, Nurse Haruhi,
said Tamaki, taking the toy off of the tray, slipping his middle finger in the rounded part, and then letting the sides rest on his second and third fingers.
Which arm do you prefer the pretend shot to be done on?
I don't like needles, especially getting shots at the doctor's office, I said, scared.
Even pretend ones?
Asked Tamaki. Yes, even pretend. I had a couple of bad experiences getting shots, which I really don't want to talk about right now, I replied. He understood my fear of medical needles and decided not to give me a pretend shot with the toy syringe. Thank you for understanding, I said, relieved.
My pleasure, my princess,
said Tamaki.
I don't want to force any clients to have a pretend shot if they're afraid of needles. But other than that, you're all done.
Really? I asked. It didn't seem that long of a checkup.
You were here before any of the other girls arrived. So to you, it seemed rather short,
said Tamaki. Kyoya walked over with his next client.
This is where we part ways, my princess. For now, I bid you adieu,
said Tamaki to me. Bye, Tamaki. See you tomorrow, I said, leaving the music room. My cell phone rang. It was Father this time. Daddy, what a surprise! I was just going to call you about my test score on the entrance exam. I'm sorry for not calling you sooner, I said, apologizing. I hope you're not angry with me.
Angry? Why would I be angry? I'm calling to congratulate you on passing the exam,
said my father proudly. I was embarrassed by my father's compliment.
My own daughter, getting accepted into one of the most famous academies known throughout Japan,
said Father. I'll tell you the rest when I get home, I said. Bye. I ended the call. My parents always have the worst timing sometimes, I said. I better get home before Mother's on my tail. I walked out to my father's limo. The driver opened the car door and I climbed in. Thank you, I said to the driver. The driver got back into the front seat, and driving toward home, I ended up falling asleep in the back seat of the limo, dreaming of Tamaki, replaying in my mind. I was definitely in love. But other thoughts popped in, as in whether or not he even liked me. For all I know, he didn't even hint or even clue me in if he likes me back. Sometimes I think that maybe I should stop looking for love for a while. Sometimes I wonder if there's even any sense in trying. Arriving back home, the driver spoke, waking me from my small dream.
Young miss, we have arrived,
said the limo driver. I stretched softly, then climbed out of the limo. I sleepily walked up the stairs to the front door of my parents' manor. As I approached the doors opened by the butler. It's good to be home. Finally, I can rest and relax. That exam took a big amount of my brain energy, I said, relieved. Then I remembered. I had to open that small envelope Tamaki gave me today. Oh, I almost forgot about Tamaki's envelope, I thought, taking it out of my pocket. I start to open the envelope, and